Welcome to the Living the Dream podcast with Curveball. If you believe, you can achieve. Hello and welcome to another episode of Living the Dream with Curveball. Today, we're going to be talking to Tom King. He is the owner of the Academy of Radio and TV Broadcasting out of Huntington Beach, California. We're going to be talking about their programs, how they got started, how you can sign up if you want to be a student there, as well as their online option. Tom, thank you for joining me today.
Pleasure to be here, Curtis. Thank you.
First, why don't you start off by talking about the history of the school, how long you guys have been around, and how you got started?
So we are almost in our 38th year here of running the school. We started it back in 1983. We had both been disc jockeys at the time, and we met up in San Jose. And we ended up working down here for a school, and we thought this is kind of cool. So that school happened to close. So we thought, well, here's an opportunity. Let's open one up and see what we can do. And here we are, 38 years later, still going.
Now tell us about what you guys offer. Break down the programs in detail, in-person program as well as the online programming.
Well, the online program for radio is exactly the same as the on-ground program. Unfortunately, because of COVID right now, all we have is online. But the way it was structured was that we would webcast our lectures as they went on live in Huntington Beach using the GoToMeeting platform. So students all over the country like yourself could join in live, talk to the instructors, ask questions, participate in exercises, and so on. There was also vocal coaching for a couple hours a week, again, using the GoToMeeting platform. Students could participate in learning breathing techniques, and voice and diction coaching, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, you had your studio time. The program right now is a 7.5-month-long program, and it's pretty comprehensive, I think, as you'll agree. Now, the TV program is also a hands-on program, 7.5 months long. Most of the time you spend is in the studio using, cameras, digital editing. You'll learn sound, lighting, pretty much everything it takes to produce any kind of video production, which is kind of nice. And we've had good success with all those programs.
So what is your success rate of people that have graduated your program and finding a job? What's the success rate?
Right now it's running, it's usually run between 70 and 90%, depending on, the kind of students who are in there. Sometimes we skew a little bit younger, sometimes we skew a little bit older. So it really kind of depends. But overall, it's, 75 on average, 75% of the students.
And what kind of jobs would a student who graduated from your school be eligible for, just getting out?
We have had success with all levels of radio. A lot of students here on ground, they want to start in the LA market, which is really tough because that's the #2 radio market in the country. But we've had students who do start out on the air, rarely, but it has happened in the LA market. We have had a lot of success in the San Bernardino, Riverside area with students starting on the air. We've had students who who go into production, they'll go into voiceovers, they'll do podcasting, they'll have their own production companies. Really kind of depends on what the student wants to focus on once they graduate. But, we've had a lot of success. We've had people like Tim Conway Jr., Karen Sharp, who's been doing love songs on the coast for, I'm thinking 20, 25 years. She did very well. And just too many people to list, but they're all out there and they're all still working. So it's really, really rewarding for us.
So when a student comes in to the school, are they doing stuff like personal instruction, or how do they know? If you just come off the street, you might not have the knowledge. So how do you know what to do and be directed into making yourself a successful broadcaster or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so you will come into orientation when you begin the program. It's kind of an overview. On the online program, my chief instructor will sit and guide you through the learning website, GoToMeeting platform, the schedules and things like that. And you really kind of begin immediately. So once you've downloaded your software and your music, you're ready to start being a DJ. We start you out very slow. And yeah, there is once a week, you'll take all of your work recorded and sit down with a personal instructor, and they'll really guide you and coach you through the entire program. So there's a lot of individual attention that's given. So as long as you follow that through the 30 weeks of training, you should be good to go.
Are there any other classes besides the hands-on experience? Do you have any written work or any other kind of lectures or instructions?
Yeah, the lectures, they cover pretty much everything you'd want to know. I mean, we cover programming, we cover, of course, vocal coaching, we get into commercial production, copywriting, music directing. There's a few lectures on digital editing and production, FCC rules and regulations, really pretty much everything you need to know. You're kind of a turnkey employee for a radio station when you graduate.
As a person completes the 30 weeks, what do they need to do to graduate? What is the criteria to say you've actually graduated and get your diploma from the
Yeah,
academy?
you have to complete a minimum number of hours, and I think that minimum number is 80%. You do have a final exam, and you do have a final audition tape that you'll make. Those grades have to be, I think, passing grades. So, it's a culmination of everything you've learned in the prior 30 weeks that comes together.
And do you guys have financial aid available, or talk about the cost of the program and what ways can students get into the
So,
program?
yeah, so we did have financial aid. We discontinued doing that. So now we will have pay-in plans for students if they want to join. The tuition is 15,000, I think 600, and that can all be financed one way or another. We discontinued with the financial aid because it was just too expensive to run, because we had to go through ridiculous audits and compliance, and it was just more work than it was worth. So
I understand that. Is there anything else that you would like to say about your program?
yeah, it's a great program. I mean, it's 30 weeks of intensive learning, and most of it's hands-on. You're guided through the program. The success rate is really good, and I would suggest anybody who wants to get into radio or podcasting or voiceovers or be a DJ, this is the place to go. We're the only school in the 11 Western states out here in California, so we're kind of exclusive. And as I said, we've been around longer than I think most broadcasting schools. I think there's one on the East Coast that has been around longer than us, but 38 years is a pretty good run.
Absolutely. Give out the contact information, the website. That way, if somebody is interested and they want to contact about more information, they'll have it.
Yeah, and everything is on the website. It's arbradio.com, and all of your questions can be answered through there. That covers both the online program and the on-ground radio program, as well as the TV program. There's a test, kind of an acuity test, if you want to take that, which will kind of point to which direction you want to go in as far as vocational training. And there's an inquiry page you can fill out, and if you do that, somebody will get right back with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom King. Tom, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it. Best of luck.
For more information on the Living the Dream podcast, visit www.djcurveball.com. Until next time, stay focused on living the dream.